Hi guys, today we're here to talk about something related to what we've been talking about, but new. We know what the term frequency means for a piece of data. That's how often that piece of data appears in a list. Today we're going to talk about something called relative frequency, which is related to the frequency, but a little bit different. So let's start with what we do know. These, as we've been working with, are ages of students at a summer camp. Now, we're going to tabulate or tally up the frequency of each age. In other words, how many 5-year-olds are there at the summer camp? Well, 1, 2. The frequency here is 2. There are 2 5-year-olds. What about 6-year-olds? 1, 2 as well. 2 6-year-olds. How about 7? 1. 1 7-year-old. How many 8-year-olds? Oops, there was actually 1 6-year-old that I missed. We got to change this to a 3. 1 7-year-old. 8-year-olds, there are 1, 2, 3. And 9-year-olds, there are 1. So, here are the frequencies. Now, let's talk about relative frequency. So, what is relative frequency? Well, if frequency is the number of 5-year-olds that are in the camp, the relative frequency is the percentage of people that are 5-year-olds in the camp. It's how many 5-year-olds there are relative to the total. So, how are we going to figure out what percentage of the campers are 5-year-olds? Well, we can use a fraction. 2 out of the 10 campers are 5-year-olds. Now this can be written as a decimal or as a fraction, and there are a number of ways we can do that. 2/10 can be written as a decimal as 0.2 or as a percent, 20%. So this is the relative frequency, and it tells us that 2 out of the 10 campers are 5-year-olds. Or another way to put it is that 2/10 of the campers are 5-year-olds. And yet another way to put it is that 20% of the campers are 5-year-olds. So that's the relative frequency, and it's gotten by taking the regular frequency, in other words, there are 2 5-year-olds, and comparing that to the total number of campers, 10. 2 out of 10 is the same as 2/10, is the same as 20%. Now knowing that, pause the video and try to get the relative frequencies for the other ages, 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and 9-year-olds. Again, by looking at the frequency compared to the total. Pause the video and go for it. So, here you go. If you said that 6-year-olds take up 30%, 7-year-olds take up 10%, 8-year-olds take up 30%, 9-year-olds take up 10%, you got it. Remember, relative frequency is the percentage of the campers that are of each age, which you get by putting the number, or the frequency, over the total and turning that into a percent. So there you have it, relative frequency. Very similar to frequency, just expressed as a percent of the total. Have fun!